Hey everybody, welcome to No Bones About Wrestling. I'm your host Asa, and I'm here with Kay Fabulous.
Hey.
And this is your AEW Dynamite report. Let's get right to it. It was June 28th, and they were live in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Let's get right to the matches. Opening match of the night, Jon Moxley of the Blackpool Combat Club taking on Tomohiro Ishii. And they start off with chops. AEW folks love their chops. But Ishii chops Moxley's chest raw. It is just raw, red. Not a pleasant sight. Ishii pushes Moxley down. Moxley gets up, bites Ishii's face. Ishii returns the favor. He bites Moxley's forehead. Gets a big chunk of forehead in his mouth. I know you like that, Kay.
Yeah, it was delightful.
I thought you like it when the wrestlers bite one another.
I like it when they're biting, but he bit him and then he was bleeding. Or was that later when he started bleeding?
That was later, yeah.
Okay, then this biting I approve of.
Moxley knocks Ishii outside, then dives out after him. Eddie Kingston comes out. Moxley pile drives Ishii, gets a 2 count. The two men exchange a series of clotheslines and running knee strikes. They exchange headbutts, and that is when Moxley starts bleeding. Mm-hmm. Moxley hits a Death Rider DDT, gets a 2 count. Moxley has his, Blackpool Combat Club homies with him. Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli's out there. Wheeler Yuta's out there for moral support. Eddie Kingston's out there, I guess just trying to make sure they don't screw around. Mm-hmm. And he's out there telling John, you can do it by yourself, John, being real ironic. Mm-hmm. He is. And, but yeah, so the Death Rider DDT got a 2 count. And all through the match, Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli, they're staring at each other. They're on opposite sides of the ring, and they're staring at each other. They have a feud that's been going on for months now, mm-hmm. and they're feuding. I would say it's over the Ring of Honor World title, but it's not, really. It just happens that Claudio Castagnoli is the Ring of Honor World Champion. They're not really feuding over the belt. But the belt is involved in the feud,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those Kingston does not like Castagnoli and vice versa. They keep staring at each other. Moxley curb stomps Ishii and then hits another Death Rider, and that is the end of the match as Moxley gets the pin and the win. Good opening match. 3.5 bones out of 5. Kay, what do you have to say about the opener for Dynamite?
I enjoyed this match. Sometimes I get tired of Moxley's style, but in this match, I really liked it. I loved the nose biting. I thought that was hilarious. And then when he returned the bite to the head, I enjoyed that. There was a good gotch-style pile driver by Mox, but it only got a 2 count. And then I thought the forearm exchange between the two men looked like they were just knocking each other's heads off. Mm-hmm. Like, it was awesome. It was just a very, hard-hitting, brawling style match. Mm-hmm. But with more moves than you typically see in a brawling match.
I got you. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, both brawlers. Nice way to start. Next, we go to Renee Paquette. She is in the parking lot of the arena with Adam Cole. MJF pulls up, and the world champ says to Cole, he says, "Good idea getting sick for Forbidden Door. Yeah, I wish I had done that, Adam Cole says, no, dude, I was really sick. I didn't make it up to miss the show. And MJF is like, yeah, sure. MJF invites Adam Cole to hang out. So they are partners in the upcoming blind draw number one contender tag team tournament. So MJF invites Adam Cole to hang out. Cole accepts. And MJF shows Cole that he has a shirt made up that reads, "Better than you, baby." Next, Moxley, Yuta, and Castagnoli are with Renee. Of course, Renee is Moxley's wife. She asks him, "What's up?" And he explains that it's Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston walks up. The two start arguing, and Renee shouts at Moxley. She says, "Fix this. I'm done with it." And she meant it. Mm-hmm. So it was a very nice use of their actual relationship in the story here, I thought.
Yeah.
Next, we had a video package about how good the Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay match was at Forbidden Door, and man, was it. 5 bones. That is for sure. Then we had a trios match. We had International Champion Orange Cassidy, AAA champion El Hijo del Vikingo.
Mega champion.
AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo. And Keith Lee. And they took on Daniel Garcia, Angelo Parker, and Matt Menard of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Garcia Irish whips Vikingo, who flies out under the top rope. He hops back in on one top rope, bounces on a different angled middle rope, and flies off with an arm drag. He bounces off a rope, spins around in mid-air, and executes a flying head scissors. Vikingo is just amazing. The things that he does in the ring. Mm-hmm. He's amazing. He may be my current favorite wrestler.
Interesting.
He impresses me every time I see him. Mm-hmm. I love him. He's astounding.
I agree. He's
astounding,
magical.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah. He's up there. He's in the top 5 for sure for me.
Of your current favorites?
Of my current favorites, yeah.
He's only in the top 5?
Well, I'm just saying he's definitely in the top 5.
I expected him to definitely be in a higher grouping than that.
I would say he's definitely in the top 4 then. Does that please you?
No, I'll take definitely in the top 3.
I would say probably definitely in the top 3.
Probably, definitely.
I'll say definitely in the top 3.
Okay, I will accept that.
I'm trying to think who that would be now.
He's the only person that... I don't know how many bones you're giving this match.
Who do you think my 3 favorite wrestlers are?
I think Kenny Omega. I think Rey Fenix. And I think El Hijo del Vikingo. Did I get any of them right?
I think that's probably right.
I think Malachi Black is in the top 5. I don't know who the 5th one would be.
Probably
maybe
Finn Balor.
Oh, okay.
Probably Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
And then maybe Cody Rhodes and CM Punk.
Finn Balor above Cody Rhodes.
It'd be close. I like Finn a lot.
I knew you used to like Finn a lot. I just didn't know you still carried the torch for him.
Yeah. So yeah, listeners get a glimpse into my psyche there. I don't really talk about my favorites much here on the show, or at all really. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess those are some of my favorites there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I said, I don't know what bone rating you gave this match because you haven't told us yet.
Yeah.
But I think prior to this, every match El Hijo del Vikingo has been in, you have rated 5 bones. I'm fairly confident in that.
Everyone we've reviewed, I believe so.
Yeah.
But this is a trios match.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Yeah.
Okay.
If we had some sort of average of the ratings, of singles matches, he would be number one.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
No doubt. I'm wondering who would be number two. Probably be like Kenny Omega. Yeah, probably would be Omega. Bryan Danielson would be up there.
I think MJF would be up there, based on the
MJF
matches
would
he's
be
had.
up there. He'd be up there.
Interesting. Back to the match.
Back to the match. Vikingo was being magical. Where was I? Orange Cassidy steals Angelo Parker's switchblade comb and then executes some 1-on-2 antics against Parker and Menard. Pretty funny. Some drop kicks and things like that. Orange Cassidy's shtick. He makes Parker and Menard both look silly. Orange Cassidy holds Garcia. Vikingo stomps on him from the top rope. Vikingo kicks Parker out of the ring and then performs a running shooting star press on Garcia and then kicks Parker down. Garcia and Menard take down Vikingo. Garcia chokes Vikingo with a boot on his throat. Vikingo with a tornado kick on Parker stopped himself getting whipped into the ropes. Vikingo jumps over Menard, jumps over Parker, and tags in Keith Lee after getting beat up for a little bit. Eventually, Vikingo back in. He hits an acai moonsault onto Menard and Parker on the outside of the ring. Inside the ring, Orange Cassidy hits an orange punch on Parker. Keith Lee power slams Matt Menard for the pin and the win. This one was all over the place. The highlight was definitely El Hijo del Vikingo and his magic, his wild moves.
Yeah.
I tried to translate them as best as I could to the listeners. This match gets 3.5 bones out of 5. Good match. Okay, what do you have to say about this trios match?
There was a twisting flying head scissors from Vikingo that was just awesome.
I'm gonna rate this 4 bones out of 5.
Yeah, I was surprised at your 3.5 bone rating.
I'm upping it 4 bones out of 5.
All right. Did you mention the gross grinding of Vikingo's face by Garcia?
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
I also did not care for that.
Daniel Garcia got El Hijo del Vikingo in the corner and grinded his crotch in El Hijo del Vikingo's face.
He did his gross dancing, but on Vikingo's face.
Yeah, bounced his cock on his face. Yeah, I didn't care for that one bit.
Me either.
Vikingo is above those sorts of things.
Yeah.
That was uncalled for.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that.
It was uncouth.
It was uncouth. I mean, I'm sure I hope they discussed it beforehand.
They had to have.
I'm sure they did. I hope so. But,
surprised he agreed to that.
Man, I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one bit.
I felt like it was worth mentioning.
No, you're right.
There was also a missed spot with Vikingo where he was supposed to get caught by Keith Lee, but Keith Lee didn't quite catch him. And it was brief moments of awkwardness where they were trying to figure out what they were going to do to fix it, because he was supposed to catch him and then swing him like a pendulum, swing Vikingo like a pendulum into Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, who were out on the apron, or out on the floor. Thank you. But since he missed him, he was Keith Lee kind of stood there for a second, what do I do? And so then he just picks him up and starts swinging him.
Yeah, Keith Lee was on the outside. Vikingo gets a running start, comes running, jumps. He knocks Keith Lee over. Keith Lee's supposed to catch him, but he knocks Keith Lee over. And then, Keith Lee kind of stands up, gathers, shakes out the cobwebs, and then picks up Vikingo, hits Menard, hits Parker, and then Vikingo jumps up to the turnbuckle, and that's where he hit the Asai moonsault.
He slips off at first, though.
Yeah.
Vikingo does. It's the first time I've seen him slip.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe he was just disoriented from everything that just happened.
From being used as a weapon.
Well, and being dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the crowd was great for this. Super into it, which how can you not be when Vikingo's in the ring? But it's just a really fun match. And I loved the tornado kick by Vikingo on Parker.
Yeah, I'm going to search out more AAA for us to watch. I would like to watch some.
Well, they have a pay-per-view coming up soon in July.
Yeah.
We can watch that.
We definitely will watch it.
Yeah. Except, hopefully it won't be on the night as, 4 other pay-per-views. That's what happened last time. New Japan had a pay-per-view. I want to say GCW had a pay-per-view, and AAA all on one night, which, with those 3, it's easy to pick AAA.
Yeah. But, yeah, I would like to watch more AAA, which would be easy because right now we watch almost none. We saw part of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna find, I think I have some avenues where we can watch it.
Okay.
So.
Cool. I'm always up for more wrestling.
Mm-hmm. We can cut out maybe some WWE and add some AAA in there.
Okay.
But yeah, fun trios match. I wonder, it's a weird team. Orange Cassidy, Keith Lee, and Vikingo. But it worked.
Yeah,
I wonder if they'll stay together,
What, as a trios team?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're going to stay together.
I think it's a one shot.
Yes, I absolutely think it was a one shot. And before the match, I was
like the team.
Really curious as to how their flow was going to be with Keith Lee in the mix. Because Orange Cassidy's not really a high flyer, but he has a quickness to him and his style that I feel like Vikingo complements. And so I was worried that Keith Lee was going to be a clunker in there, but he didn't. He was great. He added the strength. This was one of the best Keith Lee matches I've seen, I think, besides him dropping Vikingo. I just felt like his power came across as genuine in this one.
Yeah. No, I agree. Good performances by pretty much everyone, yeah, except like you said, a couple missed spots. Nothing, not too big a deal. Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks are in the back, and they put out a Trios Open Challenge. Along come the Dark Order.
Yeah!
Which, used to be fucking a dozen guys,
Yeah.
Now it's 3. So out comes Alex Reynolds, John Silver, the little meat man, and Evil Uno. 3 Dark Order members. And they say that they were with Page at his lowest point, and he apparently doesn't appreciate it. And Evil Uno said, you haven't called, you haven't talked to us, what the fuck? He didn't say what the fuck, but he was like, what's the deal, What's going on, man? And at first, I think Page thinks they're joking about picking up the open challenge. But John Silver assures him, no, we're not joking. We want the open challenge. We want to fight you. Yeah. And Evil Uno also lets him know, yeah, we're going to fight you. So,
So my question.
Yeah.
Are they turning heel? They're fighting one of their best friends. The Elite are definitely faces. Is this the beginning of a Dark Order heel turn?
I don't know. That would be interesting, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because there's a few things that
Maybe
happen
bring
in the
in-
match and after the match that I want to talk about when we get there that I feel like indicate that they're on this pathway. Plus, then if they can unite with the Righteous, oh my god. Oh my god.
So for our listeners who don't watch Ring of Honor,
Oh yeah.
do you want to tell them who the Righteous are?
So the Righteous, you have Dutch and you have Vincent. And they are this like creepy cult. And they're awesome. And they became obsessed with Stu from the Dark Order and would sit out there during all of his matches. Dutch would bring a chair for Vincent and Vincent would sit and watch. And Dutch would stand and watch. And eventually they pulled Stu into their cults. Apparently Stu is very susceptible to cults, so something must have gone wrong in his childhood to make him so susceptible or something. But yeah, so now the Dark Order are feuding with the Righteous because they took Stu away from them. But I think they should join forces and become one big cult. I like cults.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
That'd be awesome.
Renee Paquette is in the ring with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And Jericho is addressing Sting. They're facing, in the main event, they're facing Sting and Darby Allin in a tornado tag match, meaning no disqualification. Everyone is illegal. No tags. Everyone's in at once.
I like him.
And Jericho says, "You want to get dirty, Sting? Let's get dirty."
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think just, roll around the dirt.
Like get down
get
and
real,
dirty?
get down and dirty.
Okay,
Yeah. Let's fight. And Jericho says he's tapping into the Painmaker, his alter ego tonight. So it's not Chris Jericho, it's the Painmaker and Sammy Guevara.
I'm not a big fan of the Painmaker.
You think it's lame?
I think it's super lame. Like, it looks like shitty clown makeup, and that is literally the only difference we see when we see the Painmaker. Like, does he wrestle differently? No, he does not. It is still Jericho wrestling in Jericho style. If he had, like, a different style of wrestling or something, or, like, full face paint instead of just, like, around the eyes and the mouth, I don't know, are you impressed with the Painmaker?
No.
Do you think it's lame?
I think it's a little lame, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't
I hate to say that. Because Chris Jericho has come up with so much gold in his career. Almost everything he touches. Almost all of his ideas are golden.
Yeah.
The Painmaker, I don't get it. I'm not. Yeah.
I don't get it either. And like
with the hat and the spikes and the makeup around the eyes, and
it's so clear that Chris Jericho loves the Painmaker, though.
Yeah.
Like he loves bringing it out and being like, "Yeah, the Painmaker's gonna get you." But like, it's just I don't get what he sees in that character.
Yeah.
It is a cool mask that he wears out. It reminds me of Asuka's old masks.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not big on it. No. But that's what we get. That's what we're getting in the main event. So now we have our trios match. We have the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, John Silver, accompanied by -1. Of course, Brody Lee's child.
We haven't seen him in a while.
No, we have not. And they're taking on Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks. Nick Jackson starts off with a Lucha Libre arm drag on Reynolds, where he walks the ropes for a second and then jumps off and hits Reynolds with the arm drag. Silver comes in. He's in with Hangman. Hits a strong elbow to Hangman. Looks like he hit his jaw pretty hard. Evil Uno comes in, and one of the first things he does is he goes over to Hangman, who's on the apron now. He knocks Hangman off the apron. Takes a shot at him. Evil Uno, he's pissed off at Hangman. The Young Bucks are in, and they had a double team backbreaker, neck/neckbreaker on Alex Reynolds. Both Bucks dive off the top simultaneously against the Dark Order. Matt Jackson gets Alex Reynolds in a sleeper hold. Nick Jackson hits a vertebreaker on John Silver. Evil Uno gets both Bucks, then again goes after Page on the apron. Evil Uno hits a pile driver on Nick Jackson, gets a 2 count. Hangman and Evil Uno go hand to hand with some punches. Uno hits a cannonball senton on Matt Jackson to the outside. John Silver and Alex Reynolds with a flurry of double team moves on Hangman Adam Page, looking great. Those two have been a tag team for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. They work very well together, Silver and Reynolds. The flurry of double team moves on Page gets a 2 count. Hangman hits a buckshot lariat, preceded by a BTE trigger on John Silver. They fucked John Silver up. Hangman gets the pin and the win. Very good trios match. Another good one. 4 bones out of 5. Very good action in this one. Everyone was spot on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very fun match.
Say your bone rating again?
4 bones out of 5.
Okay.
Very fun match. And then out comes the Blackpool Combat Club, Konosuke Takeshita, and Don Callis. And they start beating down the Elite. And the Dark Order, they just leave.
Yeah, they look at them, see that they're getting the shit kicked out of them, and then they just walk off. As Adam Page is bleeding from the head.
Yeah, they just leave them, the Dark Order.
He gets screwdrivered in front of them, and they just turn and leave, and then walk to the ramp and turn back around and just stand there and watch.
So we'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah. Hangman gets busted open, and John Moxley gets on the mic, and he says, you want this to end? He says, July 19th, Boston. Blood and Guts. So it looks like we're headed to Blood and Guts, July 19th in Boston. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. So the Elite have 4 members. So I don't know who the 5th will be. May end up being Eddie Kingston. I don't know who it'll be.
Oh, I think it's going to be Kingston.
Yeah, you kind of assume it'll be Kingston, but I can't wait. I love the Blood and Guts match. Which War Games is what they copied. One of my favorite types of wrestling match. But before we talk about anything else having to do with this match, Kay, what did you think of this trios match?
Well, first of all, I would like to remind everyone that I love the Dark Order, and I love -1, and it was so awesome to get to see him, and because it's been so long. And not only that, but he showed up with a different mask than normal. Normally he has a white mask that's got colors around the eyes, and this time it was black and purple, a little more like Evil Uno's, not with the evil grin. But anyway, I just feel like the Dark Order is woefully underutilized in AEW. Their existence is forgettable at times because we don't see them frequently enough. I forget that they exist. Well, I don't, but I'm assuming other people do. But back to the match. I really liked how Adam Page was reluctant at first to get tagged in. I also really appreciated the big old slap in the face that Evil Uno eventually gave him that kind of knocked some sense into him to be fight him, and that's when they started exchanging those forearms. It was the slap that launched them. I really enjoyed that part of the match. Even during the match itself, I started to question whether the Dark Order were becoming heels because of the way that they were wrestling, especially with the knocking Hangman off the apron multiple times. And not just Hangman, but the Young Bucks too, because you don't really see faces do that like, ever. So I'm really hoping they go heel. I feel like they can do a lot more with their group if they do that. There were 2 near falls at the very end of the match that just, like, ripped my heart out. There was one with Alex Reynolds on Paige, and it just, like, killed me. And then they did one again with Paige, but this time with John Silver. And I thought he had it, and I was, like cheering and then yelling at the TV. I just got very into this match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very enjoyable. Those are my thoughts.
It's an engaging match. And yeah, and what you said about Dark Order, if anyone remembers when AEW years ago, when it kind of was first around, Dark Order was a big thing. And like I said, there were like a dozen guys or whatever in it, and there were commercials all the time, join the Dark Order. And they had a website, which is still there, I think. Join the Dark Order. And they kept saying, oh, we're waiting for the Exalted One. And then he shows up, and it's Brody Lee. And then they start doing those, weird vignettes where they're eating steak at a table and whatever else they're doing with Brody Lee, Yeah, his death really threw a wrench in whatever plans they had for the Dark Order, Really adversely affected that storyline. So, after that match, we had a video package about the Owen Hart Cup tournament, just highlighting some of the upcoming matches. We have some of the upcoming men's matches. We have 3 men's matches on Collision on Saturday. We have Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe. I have Samoa Joe winning that. How about you?
Oh, hell yeah, I have Samoa Joe winning.
Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson. I have Ricky Starks winning.
I also have Ricky Starks winning.
And Powerhouse Hobbs versus Dustin Rhodes. I have Hobbs winning.
I also have Hobbs winning.
All right.
So we'll see. AEW is not always as predictable as we think it's going to be, so maybe they'll throw some curveballs at us.
Mm-hmm. All right, so cut back to the parking lot. Adam Cole is waiting for MJF. Roderick Strong comes up, and they're talking, and Roderick Strong says, you can't trust MJF, and Adam Cole's like, yeah, I know, I'm just trying to, humor him and this and that and see what's up. MJF walks up, and he says, hey, Adam, hey, generic white guy, to Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong takes offense to that and acts like he's going to beat up MJF, and MJF, says, whoa, 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 that kind of thing. Strong and Cole, Strong leaves. MJF and Cole then take off in a chauffeured SUV. Where they're headed, we're not told.
But MJF seems very excited to head there.
He was very excited.
Yeah.
He was wooing until they shut the doors. Woo! And then the door shuts and you don't hear it anymore.
That sounded like a dying animal.
Yeah,
MJF,
it's not what it sounded like.
MJF did not sound like that.
No, he did not sound like that. He sounded happy.
He sounded happy.
I'm sorry.
That was hilarious.
He sounded happy. Next, Jungle Boy. Maybe the last time we'll call him that. Jungle Boy Jack Perry comes out.
He comes out to his usual music.
Which
for the last time.
Yeah, probably for the last time. And says, cut that garbage off.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we're never hearing that song again. And he talks about how, he has a new attitude. and he's looking out for himself and what he wants, and he wants a singles title, and how he's been underrated and people don't give him enough respect, and he's, quote, banging the hottest bitch in this place. Of course, he's talking about Anna Jas. So I don't know if I would agree with him there, but
Tony Storm's hotter.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And Perry refers to Hook as an entitled second-generation piece of trash. Perry also pledges to take the FTW title from Hook because he knows what it means to him. He knows what it means to his family. Hook shows up and Perry runs away from him.
Like super fast. Did you see how fast he ran?
He ran super fast. He ran through the crowd, through the concourse, out the arena door, into a waiting SUV. A lot of SUVs going on tonight. Mm-hmm. But into a waiting SUV, and they drove away. So I enjoyed it. It's one of the most enjoyable Jack Perry segments I've seen.
Yeah. It started off a little bit shaky, but then he really got into it.
Yeah. At first, he was not delivering his lines well at all.
No.
And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be historically bad.
Yeah. But he really turned it around.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good, I thought. Turned out pretty good. So, we'll see where this goes.
I like it. I like it better than face Jack Perry. Heel Jack Perry. Do you think he's going to win the FTW title?
Yeah.
Really?
I do.
Interesting. So he'll be the one to defeat the undefeated Hook?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Sammy Guevara comes out with his cue cards and takes a lot of cue cards to basically say that he and Darby Allin are eternal adversaries and they are fighting again tonight.
And they'll fight forever. You can't leave out the plug for the video game.
And they'll, quote, fight forever. Because the video game is coming out the next day, which is now today. And that game is awesome. If that's about all I've been doing if I haven't been recording a podcast. Very fun. Very fun. Up next, Ruby Soho. We were scheduled to have an Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal match, Ruby Soho versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. But Adam Cole gave whatever he was sick with at Forbidden Door, he gave it to Dr. Britt Baker. So now she is out sick. So the quarterfinal match is happening next week. Ruby Soho, is still in action though. And she is accompanied by the Outcasts, of course, Toni Storm and Saraya, thank you. And she is facing Alexia Nicole. I don't like Alexia Nicole's chances here.
Alexa.
I heard Alexia.
Sorry. Oh, I just realized our Alexa device is going to freak out when we say this.
Yeah, I heard Alexia.
Okay.
Ruby mocks Britt Baker's hand signal, the DMD, that thing that she does. Storm and Saraya attack Nicole on the outside with some kicks. This match really didn't last long. Ruby Soho beats her up, gets her down on the ground, and Soho executes the lockjaw, which is Dr. Britt Baker's finisher. She actually steals one of the referee's black gloves and puts it on her hand so that she can execute the lockjaw. And Nicole submits. Ruby Soho gets the win, and she gets the mic and goes on a tirade against Britt Baker. It was a good promo by Ruby Soho.
I think it was definitely the promo of the night.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought it was awesome.
Hmm.
Who do you think delivered a better promo?
Let me say who did promos. Let me look back real quick. Don't you fill the dead air while I look back?
So I think, haven't officially decided, but in case you don't know, on Twitter every Sunday I do an outfit of the week for best male pro wrestler outfit and best female pro wrestler outfit. And I think Ruby Soho's outfit is going to win it this week. Although, who knows, we haven't gotten to Collision or Rampage, in which we will see Hikaru Shida, who often has really awesome outfits. So, I think I might be giving it to Ruby Soho, as well as Promo of the Night, which is not a normal segment that we do. What'd you come up with, Asa? Time's up.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, best promo of the night. Not many promos, but she had the best one. Yeah. Up next, we see Johnny TV, better known as John Morrison from WWE. He is here, and he is now known as Johnny TV. And he is with QT Marshall and Harley Cameron. He's with that group. And he's there to promote an upcoming match against Matt Hardy and Brother Zay. It's Johnny TV and QT Marshall versus Matt Hardy and Brother Zay on Rampage. Also on Rampage, Hikaru Shida, former Women's World Champion, faces Taya Valkyrie. Sean Spears faces The Blade. And on Rampage, we have a Ring of Honor World title match. The champion, Claudio Castagnoli of the Blackpool Combat Club, defends against Commander.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting hard for Commander there, I tell you that.
Me too.
It sounds like a pretty damn good episode of Rampage. I tell you, for y'all who skip Rampage, it's a good show. It is a damn good show.
I agree.
I don't know why you skip it, but I see the ratings. I know a lot of y'all are skipping it. So
the ratings are ratting you out with your Rampage skippage.
So
plus, like, if you like wrestling and like especially if you like it for the wrestling, it's all wrestling because the show is so short they don't have time for anything else. So it's just like back to back to back to back matches, and it's awesome.
I mean, there's usually a promo, but maybe like one promo. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, they just cram everything in there. It's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
It is awesome.
It's like your wrestling vitamin.
We have some matches for Collision Saturday, real quick. TBS champion Chris Statlander put out an open challenge, and she's defending her belt against Lady Frost.
Yeah.
Should be a cool match.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
No pun intended. Also, we have 3 men's Owen Hart Cup tournament matches. We have Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe. I already said these. Dustin Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs. And Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks. Also on Collision, MJF makes his Collision in-ring debut. They did not announce an opponent, so I assume he's facing some jobber in a non-title match. So we'll see what they have in store for MJF in-ring. And next week on Dynamite, Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament quarterfinal match. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee were drawn as partners. Wink, wink. And they are facing Orange Cassidy, the international champion, and Darby Allin. There's a pretty cool team. So that should be an interesting match.
Can I ask you a question? Did I miss them drawing the rest of the names? Because they televised the first names being drawn. Are we just going to get them revealed to us one match at a time?
I don't know.
Where's the bracket?
I don't know. Give me a fucking bracket. I don't know. They announced the first team.
Yeah.
And they've announced these two.
And then that's it.
And that's
right?
it.
Okay.
I know of, yeah.
I was just making sure I didn't miss anything. Maybe with the Owen Hart bracket, maybe they don't want too many brackets at one time.
Well, they shouldn't be doing 3 tournaments at once then.
Yeah, I agree.
But we have 3 teams, 1 matchup revealed. Yeah. Also next week on Dynamite, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, returns and faces Ruby Soho in the Owen Hart Cup Tournament quarterfinal match. Now, the main event of Dynamite, Tornado Tag Team Match. Many-time world champion Sting teams up with Darby Allin, former TNT champion, to take on the Painmaker, Chris Jericho, of course, 8-time world champion, the Ocho, and he's teaming up with another former TNT champion, Sammy Guevara. Sting and Jericho early on, dueling aluminum baseball bats. They're just hitting with the tink. You know, that's hitting against each other with that tink sound. Allen runs in the corner. Stinger splash on Jericho. Guevara grabs a ladder from under the ring. Sammy and Jericho Irish whipped Allen toward the ring steps, but he flipped over them, and then he hit his tailbone right on the metal guardrail. It looked very painful.
Yeah, it did.
He was in pain after that for a minute. They fought into the crowd, and Sammy had a fan hold Darby while Sammy punched him. So that was a new one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Jericho tried to shove a Painmaker poster down Sting's throat. So that was odd.
He also got that from a fan.
Yeah, he took someone's Painmaker poster and balled it up and tried to shove it down Sting's throat, literally.
Successfully shoved it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Sammy Guevara hit a flying cutter off the guardrail onto Darby on the floor. Sting and Darby both get a table. They set the 2 tables up side by side, and they put Sammy Guevara on one of them. So, you think Darby Allin is about to jump off and do something crazy. No. Sting jumps off. 62-year-old Sting jumps off from the ladder in the ring to the table on the floor on the outside. But unfortunately, Sting doesn't quite hit his mark.
He's so close.
He's very close.
So it's 2 tables next to each other.
Right.
And he hits the first table.
Yeah, he hits the first table, lands on Sammy, and it breaks. But his face hits the second table. Like, right in his mouth.
Yeah.
His mouth hits the edge of the second table. Looked very painful.
Yeah. And I mean, he had blood on his face. So
yeah.
Something happened there.
Yeah. It was... but yeah, so he broke the one with Sammy on it. I tell you, I don't know if Sting needs to be doing that shit. That was crazy.
Especially, like, on a Dynamite? Like, save that shit for a pay-per-view if you're gonna do it. He just wants to give the people what they want.
I guess. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I didn't.
It was scary, though. Even before he landed, like...
It was scary.
I mean, you and I both were like, those tables are too far. Like,
yeah.
Even if it was Darby, those tables were too far.
Yeah.
They were, like, farther away than a person can jump, it looked, you know? Which, I mean, I guess they weren't, but... Kinda.
They were too far, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the idea was for both tables to break.
Yeah.
But only one did, and Sting hit his face on the second one. So I'm not sure if he lost a tooth or is going to need stitches or what, but he was bleeding after that.
Yeah, he definitely had like a busted lower lip.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see. Darby Allin grabs his skateboard and does a grind off of the top rope onto Jericho. Darby then goes for a coffin drop, but Jericho throws the skateboard at him, hits him in the back. Jericho hits the Judas effect, knocks Darby out of the ring. Jericho puts Sting in the Lion Tamer. Sting picks up the baseball bat, hits Jericho in the face to break the hold. And Jericho is juicing. Stinger splash.
Jericho is what?
Juicing. Bleeding.
Oh, I didn't know that was a term for that. That's gross.
Mm-hmm. In the corner, Stinger splash. Sting goes for another, but Jericho grabs him for a code breaker. Gets a 2 count out of it. Stinger then hits a Scorpion Death Drop. Gets a 2 count out of it. Sting then applies the Scorpion Death Lock. Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, whatever you want to call him, he taps out. Sting and Darby Allin win this battle. The Tornado Tag Team match. It's a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. I give it 4 bones out of 5. So pretty solid Dynamite.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing big or...
Other than the blood and guts announcement, nothing really major happened.
Yeah, the Jack Perry going full heel and the blood and guts announcement, that's it. You have any thoughts you need to get out there?
You did a really good job covering that match. Like, I think everything that I noted, you mentioned. So I just wanted to point out that I just really enjoyed the fan involvement in the match, as I'm sure the fans that were involved did.
Mm.
And I know you can't do stuff like that all the time, because then it wouldn't make it special when it happens, but it's always fun to see. And yeah, we already talked about it, but I made a note that I don't get the Painmaker Jericho gimmick, and probably never will. I think maybe that's just something Jericho holds in his heart.
So, match of the night. What do you think?
I'm going to go with either... Wait, do I have to pick one?
Yeah.
You go first.
The match of the night was the Dark Order versus the Elite. The trios match, no doubt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. No, I'm going to go with Sammy and Jericho versus Sting and Darby.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I like when they fight in the stands and they go all over the place.
Yeah, me too.
And the use of the fans, like, and just all the stuff that happened. You know, like, yeah, I'm going with the main event. Even though I love the Dark Order, so I'm very glad that you picked them.
So, where do you think MJF and Adam Cole, where do you think they went?
I think they went to an arcade. Wait, MJF doesn't like video games. I'm changing my answer. I think they went to go see a Broadway show. Or a Broadway-style show in Hamilton, Canada.
Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Really?
Yeah. Where do you think they went? I'm picturing them playing skee-ball for some reason. Can't you see them playing skee-ball together? That's why I was thinking arcade. Like, not really for the video game aspect, but the skee-ball aspect.
I don't see them playing skee-ball.
Well, why don't you use your video game knowledge that you've gained as to where wrestlers go when they're not wrestling. Because that's part of the video game, right? You, like, get to go places.
Yeah.
So where are some of the places you get to go?
I don't know. Hamilton is not in the game.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So maybe a restaurant? You think they went out to eat? Because they do that a lot in the game.
They do that in the video game.
To charge their batteries?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
To recharge your...
So I'm saying...
Your health is represented by a battery in the video game.
Well, Adam Cole was just sick, so he needs to recharge his health. So maybe they went to a restaurant. Good call. Some poutine? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. What were you about to say? Some poon? Some poon?
I realized as I started to say it, this is not how you say that word.
About to get some poon.
Poutine. Is that what it's called? That's what it's called, right? Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
So where did they go? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where they went. Nothing's coming to me, really.
I'm telling you, skee ball.
Skee ball?
Skee ball, air hockey.
I don't think... I mean, there's no Broadway shows, and maybe they went to New York and went to a Broadway show.
I'm not saying they went to a Broadway show on Broadway. You know how, like...
I understand.
They traveling Broadway shows?
Yes.
Yeah. They could go to Hamilton.
You think they went to a traveling show in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada?
Well, no, I'm changing my answer back to arcade for skee ball.
I would say strip club, but that doesn't seem like MJF's style.
That doesn't seem like something Adam Cole would agree to. And I think that totally seems like MJF's style.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he would call them all skanks. That's not
MJF's style. Not if they went to, like,
style.
a really nice one.
That's not MJF's style, no. No. So I don't know. We'll find out, I hope. We'll find out where they went. Here's another question. A car-related question. Who was driving Jungle Boy's getaway car? Do you think we'll ever get an answer, or it was just some driver?
No,
Doesn't matter.
Just a chauffeur.
Okay. I didn't know if you thought it might be someone in cahoots with him.
No, I think he's going to go solo for a while, which I think is good. You know, he, early in his career, had many ties to help him. I think him on his own is a good thing.
I was, we're doing the blind draw tag team tournament. And on Twitter, I asked our followers for some, what are some teams you would like to see in this blind draw tournament? And one of our followers, one of our listeners, said, heel Jungle Express reunion.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, evil.
Yeah, that's great.
That would be pretty fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I would be for that team,
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't root against a dinosaur.
No. So Johnny TV shows up. He's new. What's he gonna do with QT Marshall? What's his deal gonna be?
What
do
are
you
they
think?
doing? That's my question. You get fucking John Morrison and you partner him in his first match with QT, was it Marshall?
Marshall.
Like, I don't dislike QT Marshall.
It sounds like you do.
I dislike him as the partner for this, like, what should be kind of like a big return. Mm-hmm. But they just, like, squashed it in all of its oomph immediately. I don't know. I just think it's poorly booked. Plus, like, I love Matt Hardy. But putting him in a match with Matt Hardy and Brother Zay as his first match, like, you're dropping him, like, pretty mid-card, Like, I thought he would be more, like, A-, B+ range,
Really?
I don't know, I mean, he was at WWE. I guess that was when I first watched. Most recently, he was, like, Miz level.
Yeah. He's lower than The Miz.
Yeah.
Because The Miz was fighting for the world title. I mean...
He was like the Miz's lackey.
Yeah.
Johnny Drip Drip.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? It's weird. It's so weird how wrestlers' careers go. Mm-hmm. John Morrison, he was a Jim Morrison look-alike. And then he's in what's the one I like? Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. And then eventually he's back in WWE and he's called Johnny Drip Drip. And now he's in AEW as Johnny TV. It's just so strange how wrestlers' careers progress. You never know. Mm-hmm. Especially kind of those middle guys. You never know where they're going to go and what they're going to become next. It's strange.
It's not what I would have picked for him.
Teaming up with QTV?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he and Powerhouse Hobbs would make a formidable tag team, but I don't think... I'm not sure how interested Hobbs is in being a tag team champion, you know?
Well, he just got out of a tag team within the last year.
Right.
So I don't think he's going to want to go back.
Yeah.
You got anything else on the agenda?
Yeah, I'm just looking through things, trying to answer the unanswered questions of the evening.
Maybe they went to go see Hamilton in Hamilton. It just occurred to me.
Oh, God. So, last question.
Okay.
Dark Order and Hangman Adam Page, are they going to mend their relationship, or is it over?
It's over.
It's over?
It's over. If someone watched you getting stabbed in the head with a fucking screwdriver and then walked away and then stood back and just watched some more, would you be friends with that person?
Nope.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's fucking over. It's dead.
You think Hangman's going to get him?
No, because they haven't actually gotten him yet. I feel like they're going to do something first. Like, they didn't attack him in any way. They just didn't help.
But you think they're going to?
I think that this beef is going to escalate. Not to feud level, because they're feuding with the BBC, not BBC, the BCC. I do that all the time. Oh, they hate quality British programming. Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do two feuds at once. But I think there's gonna be some more stuff to this story. I don't think the story's over at this point. You know, I don't think they're just done with him. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Man. I think I don't see how you repair it now. How you repair the relationship, like you said.
Yeah. No, it's not.
If somebody just stands and watches while you get, the shit kicked out of you, I don't know how you repair that. Yeah.
I mean, he had blood literally pouring from his face. It formed a pool under his head.
Yeah.
Oh, in which Yuta stuck his fingers and then put it on his face like war paint. It was so fucking gross.
Yeah, while the Dark Order watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Hangman is going to get him.
Really? He's a good guy.
I don't know. He should. Should go get him.
I mean, well, maybe he will.
But that was not cool. For them to just stand there and do nothing.
Yeah, I think even if I didn't like someone, if I saw someone getting beat up, I would try to help them. I don't know what the fuck I would do, but take off a shoe and start hitting them with it or something.
No. You ask. What did he do? Excuse me, sir. What did this gentleman do?
You want me to interrupt their
Yes.
fight to ask them what's happening?
Pardon me.
Why, in case they did something really bad and so it's justifying the
Right.
beating?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
You gotta make sure.
Violence is not the answer, Asa.
Sometimes it is.
Only if there's animals involved.
Mm.
Like if someone hurt your dog. That would be an acceptable reason.
We're animals.
Yeah. But I like other animals way better than people.
I say.
All right. So, when are they going to hear from us next?
You will next hear from us.
Sunday.
Trying to think.
Sunday, you'll hear from us twice. First for our Collision recap and review, and then also for our Money in the Bank recap and review, when you will find out which one of us is going to be the new or potential the current predictions champion. That's really hard to say for me for some reason. Prediction champion. I did it that time. Where else can they watch us? They can watch you on Twitter at No Bones About Wrestling.
Yep. No Bones About Wrestling on Twitch.
What did I say? Oh, I said
You said on Twitter.
Sorry.
Yeah, on Twitch. I've been on there quite a bit the last 2 days. I will be on there more. The name is all one word, No Bones About Wrestling. I've been streaming the awesome new video game, AEW Fight Forever. I love it. I may be back on later tonight. I probably will, in fact. But yeah, I've just been streaming that like a madman. And so watch for me there on Twitch. If you subscribe, you'll get notifications when I go online. So that's fun.
Also, if you want to follow our YouTube channel, we've been posting somewhat regularly now. That's just No Bones About Wrestling on YouTube. If you hit the subscribe, you'll get notified whenever we do a new post, which will be every time we do a new podcast, plus more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got some YouTube stuff coming. So, thanks for joining us, and as Mick Foley would say, have a nice day. Bye.